Do you ever feel like everyone else is ahead of you financially? Like you're stuck in a race where everyone else is crossing the finish line, while you're still trying to tie your shoes? You're not alone. In fact, nearly 60% of Americans say they live paycheck to paycheck, even though many of them are making more money than ever before. And here's a shocker. Studies show that over 70% of people don't feel financially secure, no matter how much they earn. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to others. Social media, the news, and even friends can make it seem like everyone else is richer or doing better. But the truth is, it's all an illusion. In this video, we're going to break down why it seems like others have more money than you, and how to stop falling into the comparison trap. You'll learn why your journey to financial freedom is completely unique, how to avoid the sneaky traps of envy, and why delayed gratification is one of the best-kept secrets of the wealthy. By the end, you'll see that you're not behind at all, you're just on a different path. Stick with us, and let's start turning that feeling of falling behind into real financial progress. Chapter 1: The Illusion of Success, Social Media versus Reality. We've all been there. You're scrolling through Instagram or TikTok, and it seems like everyone else has it together. Their lives look perfect, and their financial success is flaunted in every post. But here's the truth: social media is like a highlight reel, not the full picture. People only share the good moments, vacations, new cars, and big paychecks, but rarely show the struggles that come with getting there. In fact, research from the University of Pennsylvania shows that social media use is linked to higher levels of anxiety and depression. That's because we're constantly comparing our behind the scenes to others' highlight reels. The problem with this is simple: it leads to the illusion that everyone else is richer, more successful, or further ahead. A study by the American Psychological Association found that social comparison is a major factor in how we view our own success. So, when you see someone post a new luxury item or a big purchase, it's easy to assume they're financially ahead of you. But are they really? Often, it's a matter of perception. What we see on social media isn't always the truth. Here's the strategy: limit your time on social media and remember that what you see is often just a snapshot of someone's life, not the entire story. Understand that everyone's financial situation is different, and most people hide their struggles. By focusing on your own financial journey, you can begin to block out the noise and stop comparing. Instead of comparing, focus on creating your own success story. Chapter 2: Your money journey is yours. Comparing apples to oranges. Here's a key point: your money journey is unique to you. It doesn't matter if your friend just bought a new house or took an expensive vacation. What matters is your personal path to financial freedom. Everyone has different financial goals, different starting points, and different obstacles along the way. Trying to measure your success against someone else's is like comparing apples to oranges. It just doesn't make sense. A study by Fidelity Investments shows that 71% of Americans feel stressed about their financial situation, but stress isn't the problem, it's comparison. Financial freedom isn't about keeping up with others, it's about defining success on your own terms. Your journey may not be the same as your friends, but that doesn't mean you're behind. Everyone starts at different places. Some people have more debt, others have more savings. The important thing is to focus on your own financial goals, not someone else's. So, how do you do that? The strategy here is set your own financial goals. This means clearly defining what financial freedom looks like for you. Do you want to pay off debt? Build a large savings account? Invest for the future? Whatever your goals are, make them specific and measurable. From there, focus on making steady progress, even if it feels slow. Remember, small steps forward are better than standing still. Chapter 3: Delayed Gratification, The Secret of Long-Term Wealth. Delayed gratification might sound boring, but it's one of the key secrets to building real wealth. It's the idea of putting off short-term pleasures for long-term financial gain. Research by the American Economic Association found that people who practice delayed gratification tend to make better financial decisions, leading to long-term wealth. For example, instead of spending money on the latest trend, delayed gratification teaches you to save or invest that money for something bigger. This concept was famously shown in the marshmallow test in the 1960s. Children who resisted eating a marshmallow in the short term were shown to have better life outcomes, including higher incomes and better health, later on. The same principle applies to your finances. When you choose not to buy something just because you want it now, you're setting yourself up for future success. The strategy for practicing delayed gratification is simple: prioritize long-term goals over immediate desires. This could mean skipping a new gadget or taking a break from dining out, so you can save more or invest in your future. Studies have shown that creating a waiting period before making a major purchase can help reduce impulse buying. That period can be as short as 24 hours, giving your brain time to evaluate whether you really need the item or if it's just an impulse. Another tactic is automating your savings. If you set up automatic transfers to a retirement account or savings fund, you won't be tempted to spend that money. By making saving automatic, it becomes part of your routine, and the temptation to splurge on things you don't need diminishes. By focusing on the future instead of the now, you're building the foundation for long-term wealth. And the best part? You don't need to keep up with anyone else's spending habits. Your financial future is in your hands, and delayed gratification is a powerful tool to help you get there. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on achieving financial freedom and overcoming comparison traps. Join our community and start taking control of your financial future today. Chapter 4: The Quiet Rich, the people who aren't flashing it. There's a group of people you might not even notice, the quiet rich. These are the individuals who live in modest homes, drive older cars, and don't show off their wealth. They don't flaunt their financial success on social media or constantly buy new things. Yet, they are some of the wealthiest people out there. According to a study by the National Bureau of Economic Research, a large percentage of millionaires live below their means, choosing not to display their wealth. Why is this important? It teaches us that financial freedom doesn't have to come with flashy displays of success. Often, the true secret to wealth is living frugally, saving wisely, and investing in the future. Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the world, still lives in the same home he bought decades ago for $31,500. This is an example of how wealth can be built quietly, without the need for constant consumption. The strategy here is simple: don't fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation. Just because you have a higher income doesn't mean you should increase your spending. Instead, consider saving or investing that extra money. Start by budgeting wisely and questioning every purchase. Ask yourself, is this adding value to my life or just showing off to others? Living below your means is one of the most powerful ways to build wealth over time. And remember, you don't have to have the latest gadgets or designer clothes to be wealthy. It's about making smart, long-term decisions that lead to financial independence. Chapter 5: The Hidden Costs of Keeping Up, the Financial Burden of Envy. Envy is a powerful emotion. When we see someone else getting ahead, buying a new car, taking a luxury vacation, or flashing a big paycheck, it's easy to feel like we're falling behind. But trying to keep up with others can lead to serious financial consequences. Studies show that people who compare themselves to others tend to overspend and fall into debt trying to match their peers. In fact, a report by the Federal Reserve found that nearly 40% of Americans couldn't afford a $400 emergency without borrowing or selling something. The reality is that trying to keep up with others often leads to financial stress. When you focus too much on what others have, you risk losing sight of your own financial goals. Buying things you can't afford or using credit to keep up with trends can result in living paycheck to paycheck. In the long run, this can keep you from building real wealth. The strategy here is to build your financial independence based on your own values, not others. Stop comparing your journey to someone else's, and instead, focus on creating a budget and sticking to it. Prioritize your own goals, whether it's saving for retirement, paying off debt, or building an emergency fund. Create a spending plan that reflects what's truly important to you, not what others think you should have. Another helpful tactic is to practice gratitude. When you start appreciating what you have, you'll find it easier to avoid unnecessary purchases. By embracing what's already in your life, you can reduce the urge to spend money on things you don't need. Chapter 6: From FOMO to JOMO, Embrace your journey to wealth. Do you ever feel like you're missing out on something? whether it's the latest tech gadget, the coolest vacation destination, or the trendiest restaurant. This feeling is called FOMO, or the fear of missing out. But here's the secret: embracing JOMO, or the joy of missing out, can be a game changer for your finances. JOMO is about prioritizing what truly matters to you and finding joy in simple, meaningful experiences. Research shows that people who embrace JOMO, and not the constant need to keep up with the Joneses, often experience less stress and are more financially stable. According to the Journal of Consumer Research, people who focus on long-term happiness and not material possessions have higher levels of well-being. This is because they invest in things that add real value to their lives, like health, relationships, and financial security. The strategy to embrace JOMO is to let go of societal pressures to keep up with trends. Start by identifying what truly brings you joy, whether that's time with family, investing in your health, or simply saving for a future you can control. Take a step back from the constant flow of advertisements and social media posts that push you toward impulse buying. Instead of focusing on what you're missing out on, embrace what you can gain by investing in your future. That means creating a savings plan, building an emergency fund, and setting long-term financial goals. By focusing on your own journey, you'll find that you feel less stress and more satisfaction in your financial choices. Subscribe to stay updated with more tips and strategies for reaching financial freedom. Don't miss out on practical advice that can change your financial life for the better.